From aspirin, vitamins, and other over-the-counter drugs, researchers say there is promising news in the fight against COVID-19, and the latest medicine is one that you might also be taking to get some sleep. According to researchers at Cleveland Clinic, melatonin, the hormone used as a sleep aid, is showing promise for coronavirus therapy. Scientists found that multiple proteins in the structure of the coronavirus are associated with two of the main COVID-19 complications: respiratory distress and sepsis. When analyzing patient data from Cleveland Clinic's COVID-19 registry, it was shown that melatonin usage was associated with a nearly 30% reduced likelihood of testing positive for COVID-19. Even more encouraging news is that the use of melatonin by African Americans had 52% less risk of testing positive for the virus. In recent months, we have learned that vitamin D can prevent severe COVID-19, and in a study from Oxford University, low-dose aspirin may also be an effective treatment. Now, melatonin will have to clear clinical trials before it can be used to treat COVID-19, but researchers explain that people should not start taking the drug as well without consulting your physician. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke with one of the lead researchers on this latest study. Dr. Feixiong Cheng is the lead researcher on these latest findings from Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Cheng, there are a lot of over-the-counter medications that people take. How did melatonin come into the mix with your COVID-19 studying?
Oh, this story, I think, should come back to the paper we just published in Cell Discovery in March, 2020. So to fight the COVID-19, crisis, my lab rapidly moved to the drug repositioning strategy to fight the COVID-19. And fortunately, we identified that melatonin is the top drug candidate we predict for COVID-19 use our system biology approach. And most importantly, we looked at the largest scale COVID-19 patient registry database data in our Cleveland Clinical. We found that melatonin can reduce about 13%, SARS-CoV-2 positive rate for COVID-19 patients.
But there are so many over-the-counter drugs that people take. How did you come across melatonin?
Oh, this is a great question. So my lab, specialized in the drug discovery strategy. So we built a system biology-based model. And the hypothesis for this model is if the on-counting drug and this drug can target or block the interaction between SARS-CoV-2 virus protein with a human protein, and this drug can potentially treat the COVID-19. So we built the system biology model can systematically to rank about more than 2,000 FDA-approved drugs over the counter, and we come out the melatonin is the top prediction from our model.
What is it that's in melatonin that helps?
Oh, the exact mechanism for metformin to treat the COVID-19 we don't know yet, but they have multiple hypotheses. One important hypothesis my lab and other lab proposed is melatonin is a sleep disorder to treat the sleep disorder, and melatonin also can enhance or improve our human immune system or reduce the inflammation response from the COVID-19 patient. So our hypothesis is melatonin may help us or help the patient, improve the immune system and reduce the immune response for COVID-19 patient.
So melatonin is a hormone. Are there other hormones in our systems then that could possibly help as well, are you thinking?
I think so. So another kind of hormone we also work on is like an estrogen receptor hormone as well. We see, the big difference, like a sex difference, like a gender. For example, male have more, risk for SARS-CoV-2. So we propose another drug combination. We test the melatonin with a tauromethrin. It's an estrogen receptor modulator for combination to treat the COVID-19 patient. I think they may also have other, hormones may potentially can, treat the COVID-19 as well.
The two leading causes of death from COVID are sepsis and respiratory failure. So how is melatonin related to being a possible treatment? And that's a hard question. I think you've already kind of explained it with melatonin being a hormone. But so many people already take melatonin, and they're going to hear this and they're going to think, ooh, melatonin might be able to help, I'm going to take it. So I guess I'm trying to figure out the actual specific relation, and if you already answered that, I apologize.
Oh, I would say there are many, many questions. Just based on our data we published, we just show melatonin is a possible treatment for COVID-19. I think they have other questions, we didn't answer yet before we can use the melatonin to treat the COVID-19. I think one big question is the dose-dependent, efficacy for melatonin. For example, people try to take a melatonin, just use very low dose, like 5 to 10 milligram to help the sleepy disorder. We don't know yet this low dose melatonin can treat the COVID-19, yes or no. But we try to propose, or we are planning a clinical trial to test the high dose melatonin, like 13 milligram daily to treat the COVID-19. I would say we need to be careful. Just see the melatonin can treat the COVID-19 very well, but they have many questions we needed to figure out or ask before we can use the melatonin to treat the COVID-19 patient.
Well, we use melatonin in my house. So when I first came across this on Friday, I thought, oh, how interesting. It's a possibility that melatonin could help, but could help with treatment, or is it more that you're thinking could help with preventing getting COVID-19 to begin with?
I think they have, both are possible. Based on our data, we just show the, melatonin may have prevention effect, just low dose melatonin may have prevention effect for SARS-CoV-2 positive rate. But we also, like I mentioned, we started the clinical trial to test melatonin may also potentially to treat, the earlier stage of COVID-19 patient. But we didn't propose it for the, hospital or severe, patient yet.
Yes, and we should point out that this is one study in the very beginning stages, so it's not like we want to tell people to go out and start taking melatonin if they don't already. Dr. Cheng, I appreciate your time and your insight to this. Hopefully we can do an update.